those who do not know me, my name is Rudolph John Leonard Weir. 1965, kid of the active class. He taught me honor, dignity, and respect. Later on, I found out that's love. His teachings were of great importance to me, including the one that I hold dearest to my heart. Came home from school one day, first grade, ran myself a bath, poured some Tide into it, tried scrubbing off the skin. I come out of the bathroom, he said, "What the heck did you do?" Kids were bugging me about being brown. And he said, "Come here, son." And he talked to me. And then he made me as proud as I am today to be a native. And I'll never forget that, as long as I live. And I teach that to my son and my daughters. Thank you very much.
Okay. Growing up in the home, for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Kim, Joe's daughter. Daddy's little girl. Doesn't matter how old you get to be 50, you're still a little girl. Growing up in the 50s and 60s, TV and movies were filled with heroes of two varieties. Remember all that? There was the war movies with the hero and soldier, and the cowboy movies. The cowboy, tall, flat cowboy. And his life could have been made into a movie that would have filled the big screen just in much the same way as those old cowboy films and war movies did. Dad had a remarkable attribute, the ability to get along with just about anybody and everybody. Playing social butterfly very adeptly, or content to spend hours, days, or months occupied with solitary pursuits, including, I'll go up to the Yukon for 2 months and, pan for gold by myself and, oh, Sybil, you're worried about me? Oh, I got no phone out here. Whatever. So he didn't need constant companionship, but he welcomed all the interaction that came his way. And like the old post-war heroes, he might be described at times as a loner, content to ride the lonesome trail, but if he had his brothers, he'd rather have company around. And so that's where he ended up, off in the Yukon and down the Alaska highway when it turned 50, any chance to get out. So, although he never complained about living on his own the last 2 years, he was considering selling the house and all the horses and finally really retiring with no responsibilities. And he was, thinking of moving in with me, but he wanted to past that 90th birthday. He wanted to say, yeah, I lived on my own and took care of myself until I was 90, and now I'm going to let somebody else take care of things. So, he had been a cook in the Army, but he got tired of cooking for himself. And so he said recently, yeah, I can cook, but it takes a woman to make a household. So he pretty much missed Mom around and taking care of him. Taking care of him and cleaning house and things. And anybody who's visited him recently knows he wasn't too fond of cleaning house. But we just kind of would go visit and say, we could clean it now, but it would look like this next time. Just let him be, and he liked it that way. So, Mom and Dad had a wartime romance, like out of those movies. That's just exactly what it was. The handsome, polite soldier. Mom used to say, the American soldiers, they weren't so polite as the Canadian boys. All the English ladies fell for the Canadians. And he swept her off that dance floor and won her heart, and with that charming smile and his full head of hair. You'll see pictures later with a full head of hair. Most of you probably won't have. I won't go into the details of the story. The slideshow will show you parts, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to include every single one of you in the slideshow. It's really hard to compress 90 years down to, 7, 8 minutes. But I'll put more slideshows together with you. But however it is that you know Dad, whether it's through a trail ride group, Legion, parade events, sleigh rides, family, friends. Rick used to talk at the school too of Remembrance Day. So whether you're a friend or family, whether you've known him a short time or a lifetime, thanks for coming. And though the slideshow might make you cry, I want you to sing at the end. I've got a karaoke song for you. One of Dad's favorite songs. So have a cry, and then have a laugh, and then we'll sing and talk and to everything there is a purpose, a time to be born, a time to mourn. This is a season for mourning, but let that season be short, and let's move on to the season of rejoicing for our friendship. And thanks for all the cards that have come already, and cards and donations. Eden's going to do the real thanks because I've reached my limit. Thank you.
I am Eden Maximus, third son of Joe. Most of us are not allowed an opportunity to live as long and rich a life as Papa Joe enjoyed. Joe, as everyone here knows, was quite grateful for that opportunity and made certain he filled those days with meaning and joy, living life to the fullest amount that his body and mind would allow. Of course, none of us are an island or a rock. We all need help from family, friends, and strangers to carry us along on this journey we experience as life. And Papa Joe is no exception. There's no doubt Papa Joe relied on human kindness and was as glad to give it as receive it. He would always thank his lucky stars that certain events in his life went better than expected. Naturally, all of those lucky stars were people. Important people, whether they realized it or not, who were involved in his daily life, assisting Papa Joe with whatever he may have needed. People who were helping to bring about a better outcome to whatever task Joe had in front of him. All of you here today, and a great many more who are not here in this room or no longer with us at all, were Papa Joe's lucky stars. Bright, shining beacons of starlight that emanated from the hearts of all of those who lent a sympathetic or humorous ear or offered their hands in friendship or physical help. There are, of course, many of those lucky stars to thank. In particular, family, friends, compatriots who helped make this celebration a truly extended family affair. To all of Joe's lucky stars, and to everyone here for taking time out of your busy lives and joining with us to celebrate Dad's long life, thank you. We are grateful. There are a few lucky stars we must thank publicly, and none more so than those who were there at Dad's greatest moment of need. To Tom and Jan Brandt, who happened to be with Dad when he suffered a stroke, and who ensured the most immediate medical help possible was received. Papa Joe could not have been in better hands at the time. The Maximus family is forever in your debt. We thank you, Jan and Tom. All of you here today, to the Thorial Legion Branch 234, and especially Herb Holgate, President, and Shirley Ann Alkaway, Secretary-Treasurer, for arranging Legion representation here today to honor his father's passing and his commitment to his country and countrymen. Your commitment to remembrance is deeply appreciated by this family. To John Wells, President of the Western Canadian Wagon Train Association and their members present, and the horse riding and rodeo community that Dad was so lucky to be a part of, many of whom today brought their horses and teams, harnesses, horses, saddles, bridles, trucks, horse trailers, stories, lots of stories. And most importantly, their spirit of the Old West that was so much a part of Papa Joe's life. We thank you for helping us all to celebrate